All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah Ba'Shem, Shakadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who will peace and salutations to you sincere. I came out there teaching the truth across the four corners of the earth diligently, day in and day out. And real quick, we got, it's always more here. It's always more. You can always get more. You can't even look at the news anymore without seeing something spiritual, because everything about this place is spiritual. This is a place that's been spoken of since basically the beginning of the earth. This place has been prophesied about, that we would come to this place, we would have to go through certain things in this place, and here's the new one, because Esau, they've been blessed. They've received all these blessings for land, for territory, for global dominance, for money, all of these blessings that they've received, and they still their relationship with us, the Israelites, the so-called blacks, the so-called Native Americans, the so-called Latinos, is still one of where they have to always get one over on us. And it just shows you the hatred that they have. Like with this one, they got a new rule in the NCAA, which, we know the history of the NCAA, just like all of the colleges and all of the universities. These were made, of course, for Esau. Sports programs, they were made a little rite of passage programs for Esau, and just like in the time of the Maccabees, where they're building up gymnasiums, and you got Israelites competing in these gymnasiums in the Olympics. Well, Jake, stepped onto the floor, stepped onto the mat, stepped onto the field, whatever it might be, and used this as a means to supplant Esau. Sports. This is one of the, like, in the hood, what do they say? You either gotta be able to rap, or you got a wicked jump shot. This is one of the avenues where Jake can actually get a come up over Esau. But even with this, they say the chances of going to the NBA are, I believe, they're slimmer than the chances of being hit by lightning. I believe. So lucky if I'm wrong, but I believe that's what it is. It's slimmer than the chance of being hit by lightning going to the NBA. It's only 200 players, in the NBA at a time. And I actually played with a guy who went to the NBA. So, but anywho, Jake used this as an avenue. Esau is noticing it. These different players, the player market, because I watch. Of course, every man has his folly. I might watch basketball, watch these guys compete for a corruptible crown. Even though me myself personally, I chase the incorruptible crown. And one thing you notice, with anything else you do outside the scriptures, the trends that you see always match up together, and they show you, kind of the spirit of where you're at. For example, this isn't the time of loyalty anymore. This isn't the time of, guys want to stay on one team. This is the era of guys wanting to jump from one team to the next and just to get a championship. This is the era of championship chasing when it comes to sports. That's what everybody's doing now, because they're starting to see that, number one, there's no leadership from Jake. They're not putting us in those positions. They got a league full of Israelites with no owners who are Israelites, and that just goes to show you who has the crown, who has the rulership. Okay, this man, he suppresses a man and his heritage, and they might put like a Michael Jordan or something in a high position or something. But even with Mike, he's not the. I think he's the president. I don't think he actually owns a team. So he's just a face for Esau. Even the greatest player of all time is the face of Esau. But to get into the point, this is the NCAA's rule. It's called the Rich Paul rule. It says 1 year ago, the NCAA announced college basketball players testing the draft waters will be able to seek the guidance of an agent without losing their eligibility. On Tuesday, the NCAA issued a memo fine-tuning the restrictions which agents athletes are allowed to hire. An underclassman can work with an agent, provided the agent has a bachelor's degree, has been certified by the NBAPA for the last 3 years, passes an in-person exam administered at the NCAA National Office in Indianapolis. So now, in order for you to be an agent for one of these players, basically the agents or the liaisons between the different league officials and the different, maybe the coaches, the coaching staff, the trainers, whatever. And a lot of these guys, what they're doing, they're getting people they know. Like this guy who the rule is named after, Rich Paul, he's the agent for LeBron James. Also, Anthony Davis, Draymond Green, Ben Simmons, Tristan Thompson, a few guys in the league. And, he's just a regular guy. He grew up with LeBron, and I guess he had a knack for business or a knack for whatever, so he became his agent. And so it's a come up. And so, people are getting mad because they're seeing what this devil is doing, talking about you got to have a bachelor's degree. So if you have any, if you're going to have any control over, because that's what they see these people as when they compete for this incorruptible crown. Basically, you're a slave. And if you want anybody to represent you, they have to go through the indoctrination program to get that bachelor's degree. They got to go through that bullshit 4-year diploma. They got to pay that money to go and be indoctrinated to be a Roman. Okay, and that just goes to show you once again who this man is, the Edomites. Okay, just like Herod, he was an Edomite. All of them were Alexander, he was an Edomite. The different Caesars, they're the first ones at least, Edomites. So, yeah, basically, it's a guy. Jake had a knack for business, and got with LeBron and got with some different other athletes, and basically they made a come up. And they got now they have a certain amount of buying power. Now they have a certain amount of representation because when Jake goes and they get Esau, which namely they get Amalek, these different Edomites and these Amalekites to represent them, and then they'll do business with them, and then to come to find out, just like I think it's Kevin Garnett, or it might be Tim Duncan or one of those guys, or a few situations where the agent walks away with 10 million, 20 million, because Esau's doing all of the oversight on the money. Jake is just playing sports, and they're not watching over their business. They're not giving their mind over to what they're doing. Okay? Hey, that just goes with this scripture, man. Micah 2:10. Now I'm quoting, but I'm gonna read this whole scripture. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction. And that's exactly what it's doing. All of our people who are joined to this place, who have their mind in this world, they're being destroyed. And as you can see, it's polluted. It's this, this man is corrupt as fuck. And you got Jay, they're showing the different tweets from Jake where they're protesting the racist shit that's going on. Now for you to get an agent, they have to go to college. You got to go to college in order for you to have a mind towards business and a mind towards how things are supposed to be run for a particular player. Money, all of this stuff. That's what it's about, being indoctrinated in Esau's system. So, hey, this man is full of shit. And it says the NCAA has been living in fear of agents for the entirety of its existence, marking the intersection between college athletes and personal advisors as the exact point where amateurism and professional sports start to blur. It's this context that made last year's decision to allow college ball players to work with agents feel like a landmark. Yeah, and they should have agents because they'll go to these universities, these young Jake comes straight out the hood, and the only skill is they can play basketball. They can put a ball in the hoop. So they get in they get basically it's pimping. It's legal pimping. It gets you these different recruiters come and they promise you the world. They promise you that you're gonna be good. Come to my university, put our uniform on, you'll be good. And then a lot of them do get paid under the table, but then a lot of them don't. So they should have an agent. They should have somebody who is able to liaison with all these people in case anything happens. Because, when shit does jump off or any kind of, breakdown happens, what are they gonna do? They're gonna send you to a lawyer. And once again, it's probably gonna be Esau. Okay, because these Edomites, they all protect each other when all is said and done behind the scenes. And also, they use the actual amendment that says you don't have to pay slaves for a reason. They don't have to pay these athletes. So a lot of these guys in college, like you got the Fab Five documentary, Jalen Rose is on there talking about they're in college eating ramen noodles, eating ravioli, and meanwhile, millions of dollars of their jerseys are being sold, and they're not making a fucking dime off the shit. So, and this just goes to show you, man, when you do work for anybody according to the scriptures, you're supposed to get paid before the sun goes down. Some of these guys don't get paid for 4 years. If they go and they're a 4-year athlete. I'm not gonna go too far into it, but this is something. It's basketball. Everybody likes basketball to a certain level. A lot of people like basketball. Okay, and I'm gonna jump straight to it because Jake is always looking for that come up, man. Our people are always looking for that come up. Whatever it might be. Our people will come with an excuse for I had to sell drugs. Why do they do that? Because they want that avenue so they can become rich. The scriptures talk about that too. Don't trust not in uncertain riches. You taking a risk, but you risking 15 to 20 years of your life just for some riches and some to have a few holes on your team. All right, it says the $1 million intern. Here you go again, Jake again. That just goes. This place is all about Jacob and Esau, man. Without us, this man couldn't function. It says, well, basically, I'm gonna just summarize it. This guy got $1 million internship for a shoe company straight out of high school, and he was able to skip college, go straight to an internship, and I think from the internship legally, he can go straight to the NBA. So now they kind of have a little damn, what's the word I want to use? They got a little come up that you can do rather than having to go through the college arena and having to put so much money, because that's what they do. Esau makes all this money off you, off the shoe deals, the jersey deals, signing out autographs, TV endorsements, and Jake doesn't get paid off for none of that. You know, and meanwhile, his university is making millions and millions of dollars behind that shit. So basically, once again, our people are keeping this place alive. And they're oppressing us and our heritage. And it just goes to show you why our people are in the situation that they're in. Because we're getting, excuse my French, we're getting fucked on all levels. So, and you can read that, man, but, you know, basically, man, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. You know, these guys, what they say, this guy is, what is he, they say it's 6'9", 210. I think it's the other one. You know, he could jump out the gym, they could do all of this stuff. Jake could, you know, run, you know, 4-1 or whatever. He could fucking, you know, like I said, jump out the gym. Do all of these things of athletics and all of these interesting physical achievements, but when you look at the spirit, when you look at, you know, what our people have, we don't have shit. We don't have shit. So, hey, verse 11, if a man walking in the spirit of falsehood do lie, saying, I will prophesy unto thee of wine and of strong drink, he shall even be the prophet of this people. I will surely assemble, O Jacob, all of thee. I will surely gather the remnant of Israel. I will put them together as the sheep of Basra, as the flock in the midst of the fold. They shall make great noise by reason of the multitude of men. And you know what? We're coming to that time now where our people are being called. They are being called up, and they're receiving the word. They're receiving the truth. They're receiving the comfort. But that's all I had, man. Just some quick edification, some interesting bits of information. You know, everything you do in this kingdom has to, you know, it pertains, for the most part, it pertains to spiritual matters. Okay, and that's our job as, you know, teachers or prophets and whatever your title might be, to go through the scriptures and interpret those different things and bring out the understanding on them for the edification of the brethren. All right? And, oh Lord willing, as edifying, shalom.